So today I am going to work on a little succulent project. I have this awesome little pumpkin planter, little pumpkinlet, that my sister made me, and it is about 2 weeks into December, and I've been holding on to this because it looks so cute still. It has pumpkin on a stick here. It's got tons of different succulents in there, some winter berries, some moss, some pine cones, all kinds of good stuff, and it still looks great, so I just haven't had the heart to throw it out yet. But I had another one of these that the pumpkin started getting smushy, so I ended up having to do something with it. I took the succulents off of here, and these were just cuttings that she stuck on here, and they actually rooted in to the moss. So my other one that I disassembled, I ended up putting in another planter, and so I thought I would try to do the same with this one because the succulents still look pretty good and I kind of want to try to save them. So there's not very many here, so I was thinking I might try a little project that I've never done before. I'm going to plant a pot inside of another pot and make it look like there's like a succulent arrangement coming out of this smaller pot. So basically I'm going to use this handmade cement container that my sister actually made as well, and there is a little bit of a drainage hole at the bottom of it, but it's not too big, so I don't need to cover it with anything. It should be fine. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this tiny little terracotta pot sideways in the pot like this, fill it with dirt around here, and then put my succulent cuttings from this pumpkinlet into this. So let's get started. So the soil that I have is super dry. I'm just gonna moisten it up a little bit. You can see it's like super powdery and yes, very powdery. So I'm just gonna throw some water in here and moisten it up a little bit before I get started. Alright, that is a lot better. You can see the consistency. It's like sticking together a little bit, but it's still crumbling apart. So that is going to be perfect. So I did have this little white pot out because I wanted to see if I want to use that instead of the terracotta, but I think I like the way the terracotta looks a lot better in here. It just looks more natural. It goes with this cement pot a little bit better. So I don't know if you can see, but I kind of mounded up the dirt a little bit right there. That's where our succulent arrangement is going to go, so I kind of wanted that to pop up a little bit. And then down here below, I don't know if I'm going to use moss or I did bring in some pebbles that I found from Lake Michigan, so I might put those down here. I haven't decided yet, but let's get started on disassembling our pumpkinlet and trying to save some of these succulents. Alright, so I'm just going to start by popping succulents off of here. Some of them might need cleaned off a little bit, so I'll just clean off the leaves and put them in my little trash can here. Some of them, now I haven't watered any of these since my sister gave it to me like over a month ago, so some of them are a little bit dry, but these will pop back, so we'll just lay them off to the side and keep going. Alright, so I ended up with quite a few succulents, a little pile of moss, and I did save some of these winter berries just in case because it's still December. And a little pile of trash, and then I'm going to go ahead and throw my pumpkin away. Alright, so I love how it turned out. It's so cute. You can see all the little succulents that I saved. And I pretty much used every square inch that was on top of that pumpkin. Nothing went to waste except for, you know, some dead leaves and the pumpkin on a stick. I think, look in my trash can. Yeah, pretty much that's it that I threw away. The pumpkin and then the pumpkin on a stick, which is a really cool plant. But it's orange and it's fall colors, so I ended up disassembling that winter berry and just using the berries. I thought that looked really cute. They're just super loose on there, but oh, there's a piece of hot glue. I'll get rid of that. I did end up using the moss. I thought the moss looked super Christmassy. I wanted to maybe try to put some rocks in there and use like the smaller rocks maybe for, you know, like, and do something like that and have all this rocks. But for a winter project, I thought this made more sense. It's just super cute and I love it. Love how it turned out. Now I just have to find a spot for it. But first, let's give it some water. This is quite a bit of water for succulents, but these haven't had any water in probably like 2 months. So you can see some of them are kind of wilting right there. So hopefully this will rejuvenate them and they'll start growing in this nice little container. Okay, so I wanted to give this little guy a great head start with lots of light. So I decided, I think I'm just gonna put it by this big, huge window here. And I'm just gonna set it right down here on the floor. And hopefully it does really good right here. I love it because I can look down on it and actually see the cute little pot inside the pot. And I think it's gonna do really well right here until it roots in and established, and then maybe I'll move it somewhere else. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.